Hello and welcome to Oromia Broadcasting Network English News Time. I'm Ulkawandamo. Stay with us. Deputy Mayor of Finfinne City Administration, Engineer Takala Uma, together with other senior government officials, inaugurated the construction of 20,504 condominium houses today. In his remark at the ceremony attended by religious leaders and invited guests, Engineer Takala Uma said addressing the housing, transport and unemployment problems will be the priority for the city administration. The condos will be built on a total of 69.2 hectares of land in the center of Finfinne City under the 2080 and 4060 housing schemes. The project will create employment opportunities for 52,000 unemployed youth organized in 1,740 small and micro enterprises. Once completed within 2 years, the condos will help to address housing problems of 100,520 people, it was noted. The housing project, whose construction started this morning at the first phase of the city administration's plan to build a total of 500,000 houses in partnership with the private sectors. About 120,000 houses out of the total will be built by the city administration's budget, while the remaining will be constructed in partnership with private developers. The Information Network Security Agency INSA announced that Ethiopia will celebrate Cybersecurity Week for the first time from November 4 to 10, 2019. The agency briefed journalists that the celebration is intended to raise awareness and build national cybersecurity capacity. Here is Adis Asafa for the story.
The first National Cybersecurity Week is going to be held next week under the theme Due Attention to Cybersecurity. Aforementioned Cybersecurity Week will stay for 7 days starting from November 4 to November 10, 2019. The session will be held at African Economic Commission and Information Network Security Agency Hall. The Information Network Security Agency has briefed media about the event. Cyber contents, computers, information technology, and virtual reality, it was noted. Vice Director of INSA, Engineer Worku Gachana, noted that 90% of cyber attack in the world is caused due to weak cyber knowledge of individuals. The director further accentuated that weak cyber knowledge is happened because of poor awareness about cyber-related concepts. Engineer Work would like to explain the importance of hosting National Cybersecurity Week as follows.
ዋና ዓላማ ብሔራዊ የሳይበር ደህንነት ንቃተ ህሊና በመገንባት የተቀናጀ ብሔራዊ የሳይበር ደህንነት አቅምን ማጠናከር ነው ማለት ነው።
The objective of hosting Cybersecurity Week is to create awareness about cybersecurity and build strong national cybersecurity. The more digital technology are developed in Ethiopia, the more the cyber would be exposed to harmful attack, said Engineer Worku.
የዲጂታል ቴክኖሎጂ ተጠቃሚነታችን እየጨመረ በሚሄድበት ጊዜ የመጠቃት ኃይላችንም እንደዛው እየጨመረ ነው የሚሄደው።
While the development of digital technology increases in our country, the vulnerability to cyber attack will increase as well. So that it's important to equip the expertise through trainings. Though preventing the cyber is duty of the agency, it's also important to make other organization precaution through creating awareness. On the event, 1,100 cyber experts, higher government officials and other segments of the society will take part. In the year 2018-19, about 791 cyber attacks had been noticed and 80% of it had been defended by the Information Network Security Agency. Whereas in this Ethiopian fiscal year, the agency has faced 113 cyber attacks and 83.7 of it had been prevented. The agency is working on preventing Ethiopian information technologies infrastructure from cyber attack.
Development partners and the private sector have expressed commitment to benefits of the government of Ethiopia in the process of creating dignified job opportunities. Fkad Brahana Smondat.
The government of Ethiopia conducted its first ever national job summit aimed to provide a high-level platform for policymakers at federal and regional level, development partners and private sector to discuss job creation. In the summit that attracts 450 stakeholders, development partners and private actors plead to contribute their best in the process of job creation. MasterCard Foundation, the third largest foundation globally with the financial assist worth about 30 billion USD, is among the participants that partner with the government for the creation of dignified jobs. The foundation has partnered with the government of Ethiopia for the creation of around 10 million jobs to young Ethiopians by 2030 through the Young Africa Workers Initiative. Peter Mataru, Chief Program Officer of the foundation, told INA that the foundation has committed to create dignified jobs in Africa in collaboration with stakeholders, and Ethiopia is among its priorities. The foundation has chosen to partner with Ethiopia due to its increasing young population and the need for millions of new jobs. According to Mataru, the foundation will commit about 300 million USD for the project for the coming 10 years. He said the foundation works in collaboration with the government and the private sector as well as for the effectiveness of the project.
We believe strongly that creating jobs is a responsibility of the private sector. So one of the things that we will be doing is working much more with the private sector to create jobs. But we know that we need the government as well. So we are being very creative in also engaging with the government and also strengthening strategic institutions within government, but without having to put money in government.
Laura Davis, partner at Renew, said that the company wants to strengthen its partnership with Ethiopia by creating linkage to small and medium enterprises to enable them easily penetrate the international market. Laura, who focuses on operations, business relations and creating investor experiences, believes that the private sector should take the lead in creating jobs while the government facilitates the situation.
In my opinion, as an actor in the private sector, I think that the private sector is really the centerpiece of job creation, and so anything that the development community and in particular the government of Ethiopia can do to support the private sector to get rid of the bottlenecks that keep the private sector from growing, I think all of those efforts will continue to go a long ways in helping the government of Ethiopia to create the jobs that need to come in order to keep peace and stability here.
The Ethiopian government is working to create about 3 million jobs this year in collaboration with development partners and the private sector to sustain the economic growth.
Russian ambassador to Ethiopia said Russia, which believes there are a wide range of political development areas, emphasizes increasing trade and economic cooperation with Ethiopia. The ambassador said that Ethiopia and Russia have great potential for developing cooperation in wide ranges of areas. Aklu Gabru has more on that.
In an exclusive interview with the Russian ambassador to Ethiopia, Evgeny Terekin said that Ethiopia and Russia have great potential for developing cooperation in wide range areas. Both countries enjoy mutual benefit in various areas of long-standing partnership and cooperation, he stated. However, the results achieved so far on the economic track do not yet correspond to the high level of political interaction.
Russian interpreters do not know well the Ethiopian market. The Ethiopian interpreters do not know well the possibilities of Russian businesses or to make business in Russia. So we are trying to fill this gap by helping the businessmen of the two countries to establish links and to develop the bilateral cooperation.
Intended to strengthen the cooperation with Africa, Russia has hosted the first ever Russia-Africa summit in Sochi that attracted representatives from all African countries. During the meeting, President Vladimir Putin has promised to further African cooperation without political and other interferences. Over 500 agreements worth over 12 billion USD were signed during the summit between Russia and African companies. 5 billion USD agreements intended to create bilateral trade support fund under consideration of low solvency of African partners were reached during the summit. The cooperation framework agreement signed between Ethiopia and Russia for peaceful use of nuclear technology was among the bilateral agreements signed at the sideline of the summit. Tarakhin anticipates that Prime Minister Abiy and President Putin's meeting will have strong impact on the development and cooperation between the two countries in every field.
We consistently advocate strengthening fair and democratic principles of international relations, respecting the UN Charter, searching collective answers to large-scale challenges and threats, and respecting the right of each nation for independently determine their own fate.
Ethiopia and Russia have established diplomatic relations dates back 120 years ago.